Security is a collective responsibility of everybody, and we have to come together to make sure that lives and property are safe. And we also need to, of course, support the major stakeholders, security authorities, to ensure that we live in peace and sleep with our two eyes closed. And the central point of our discussion on your email today will be safeguarding our schools from marauders, the place of community policing and public relations. This issue is very germane at this point in time, and I'm sure that you have a lot of things to gain from my guests today on your email. I have in the studio with me a professor of mathematics from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta Funab, Professor Olushola Adeniran on the show today. You must welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Also, to do justice to the subject of discussion today as far as public relations is concerned, I have the Director of Public Relations and Information of the So Safe Corps in Ogun State, Mr. Maruf Yusuf. You are welcome to the show.
God bless you and thanks.
I also have another erudite scholar, though a retired principal, but he's an author. He's also a community man to the Corps. I welcome Okowe Yemi Akifenwa. You are welcome, sir.
Thanks so much, sir.
To start with, the topic is safeguarding our schools from marauders, the role of community policing and public relations. Let me start my discussion from Professor Olushola Adeniran. Let me just ask a very straightforward question.
Okay, sir.
How do we safeguard our schools from intruders, from marauders?
Thank you very much. I think security is the job of everybody, starting from the parents to the teachers, then to our security agencies. The parents must be concerned about the security of their children. And then as teachers, because I've been a teacher, I've never done any other job from the day I graduated from the university, even from NYSC. I've never been involved in any other thing than teaching, particularly at the university level. You know, when you have students, they are like your children. They are your children. It's not that they are like. Necessity is placed upon the teacher to make sure that our students are protected, and we must be security conscious at all times. If you notice any strange movement, you must react. And when you are reacting, you want to ensure that the students are protected, and then that's where there should be an interaction between the teachers, the students, the parents, and the security agencies. By and large, if we're able to do this, our children will be protected. Now, to also take it to the government. The government must motivate the teachers. They must motivate the security agents so that they will be dedicated to the job that they have been called on to do. The teachers is not, for personally, I've always tell the young ones that are coming to the profession that it's not only to impart what you know to the students. You must also be concerned about their life. You must be now that we have security challenges, you must also be concerned about their security. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That is just the introductory part of it. I'll still come back to you because we have to go into the other stakeholders who have jobs to do, have roles to play in this area. And let me go to the publications officer of the So Safe Corps in Ogun State. Now, the people say there's a question that says security is everybody's business, just like he has said. I'm a civilian. How do I get involved in security issues when they say it's everybody's business? The onus lies on our security personnel to really be in charge. So how should I be concerned? What is the role? What should be the role of individuals when I'm not even equipped to safeguard lives and property? It's not part of our training. So what do we do?
Well, thank you so much for that question. It is a very wonderful one indeed. And I want to say this as a security man, that there is nobody in this life that has nothing to do with security. And when we are talking about security, we are talking about the freedom of fear, when you are not in a state of fear, when you are not in a state of cacophony. And you can't read everybody's mind. You don't know what problems each and everyone is facing. you can see me laughing. Don't know what the problem, the security problems that is really affecting me. We have a lot of people who have been affected psychologically in terms of security. So the concept of bullying, and when you bully on someone, without raising your hands and beat the person, it can damage someone's heart. So what you are really doing here, you are helping the security agents, you are helping the security agencies we have in the state here, because pushing this information across that, okay, these are things you have to do, that you must do, and these are a set of things you must not do if you want to live in a very safe and secure environment. So you cannot say, as a media person, in fact, you are doing more than we do in security, because there's what we call reactive method. When there's a problem, we react. We go there. And the concept of proactiveness. Before things happen, we have what we call intelligence gathering. So we'll be in our office, we can stay in our rooms. I'll be studying, I'll be thinking what can really happen to us, and what is the necessary solution we can put in place to ensure that security and safety belongs to everybody. And when you look at the primary assignment of the government we have, be it the federal government, the state government, the local government, it is to ensure the protection of life and property, the welfare of our people. The government, the side of the government is performing wonderfully well, if I may be permitted to say that, because we have the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, all the security agencies we have. And like Ogun State here, for Ogun State government to see it being fit that there must be a state security architecture to cater for the security needs of our people, I think it is a government that we have to continue to thank them, to appreciate them, that okay, this is a government that loves the citizens, the citizenry, that loves its people. And the security we are talking about, it is not a job a person can do. You can sing, you can beat drums, it's possible if you are talented to do so. But in the area of security, everybody must take part so that the security will get to the grassroots. And when you look at the Ogun State Community Social Orientation and Safety Corps, we started as the Vigilance Service of Ogun State. But it got to a level that government perceived that, okay, for the wonderful job this security organization is performing for the state, we have to add additional responsibilities to what they are doing for the state. And that is the springing up of the orientation aspect. Okay. That let them know if they don't know. And there are some that don't care to know. We have to ensure that we have to enlighten them.
Okay, I'll still come back to it. Let me go back to Onkowe, Yemi Akifenwa. Now we are talking about our schools being attacked by intruders or marauders, as the case may be. And we are talking about community policing. What should be the role of community policing in ensuring that there is safeguarding of lives and property, especially our school children?
Well, thanks so much. From my experience as assisting the administrator, the retired principal, I thank God for Ogun State. Let me just start from there. I thank God for Ogun State because various machineries are already in place. Even before my retirement, I would say that the state government has done a lot. I'm not advocating for the government, but as a stakeholder. Basically, the governor arrived. There are a lot of things that came, into being. For instance, in the state, as a president, we have some secondary schools that are noted that the status has been raised to be model schools. In the past, we were planning to have model schools. There were not so many. But as a present, we are having model schools, about 33, 34 of them. These are the secondary schools with boarding facilities. Now, there is one thing for parents to take care of their children. Each parent knows that my child is my future. So whatever I'm doing today, I'm protecting my future. But the state government is also seeing it, in that measure. But state government has come out again by deciding to take proper care of students, especially those in the boarding school. Because a child who is a day student will definitely be taken care of by the parents. He will go to school, he will return in the afternoon. But those in the school hostels, their parents are not with them. That is a home away from home. Definitely, from that area, the state government has put machineries in place to ensure that a lot is being done in that respect. I'm saying this because I used to be a stakeholder. Now,
and you are still one.
I'm still one. Though I'm retired, but I'm not tired. So I think we need to give it to the state government concerning that. And if I can say it authoritatively, there is a particular school within Abeokuta Metropolis, that's a Ebenezer Grammar School. Before the state government will do anything, they will first go for inspection of those schools. Because there are various schools in the past who had boarding houses. But due to one reason or the other, one factor or another, all these boarding houses, in some schools, maybe due to some factors. But now, the state government has decided that let us do something, let us take proper care of these children so that the parents, even at home, they will have rest of mind. And that is how it has always been. Then let me say this, sir. All of us must cultivate something which is very important. I believe, sir, in efficacy of prayer. Without prayer, there is nothing anyone can do. I believe in it. All what are happening now, I believe the way things are happening, we can see hands of God in whatever we are doing or whatever, that are happening. So let each person, from the leadership down to those, underneath, to ask himself, do I even have the fear of God? If we have fear of God in whatever we do, definitely we will do more. Government will take care of law enforcers.
Maybe if I may interject, what are those machineries that you think they have put in place to make sure that they actually safeguard these schools? I think you talked about some effort by the state government.
Yeah, by the state government.
So can you please one or two?
For instance, I retired in a famous secondary school within Abeokuta Tangi. Government has been doing a lot to provide perimeter fencing for the schools. Government, from my observation, government is trying to ensure that those that will be employed to man the security areas in the school are people that are capable. Capable. Gone are those days where we will have old people, probably because we want them to be able to put their hands into their mouth. And we can, at the end of the day, we will see the outcome ahead. So all these are part of, because we used to hold meetings on regular basis. And the meetings were always presided over by our Iron Lady, the special advisor to the governor on primary and secondary education. That's Mrs. Ron Keshu Yombo. So we used to meet on regular basis then, and it was always on regular basis. And with that, as things are now, probably we would have had things worse than this.
All right. Still on your image, and you're talking on safeguarding our schools from marauders, the place of community policing and public relations. I'm sure you are really enjoying my guest. Let me go to Professor Olushola Adeniro. We have had in recent times on the, of course, incursion of kidnappers in some schools, in some parts of the country, kidnapping them, taking them to God knows where. And this is actually really bothering, of course, major stakeholders in the country, especially the security architecture of this country. What do you think should be the major apparatus to be put in place to avoid the future recurrence of these incidences that happen?
Thank you very much. Onkowe just mentioned that the schools in Ogun State now, the state is trying to ensure that the perimeter fencing of the schools are put in place. So I want to start from there to say that all our schools should be fenced. Then there's one thing that we need to do because we are seeing changes in the society, and this should reflect in what we teach the students. We need to bring in what is called, what I would call security education to everybody at all levels, right from nursery even to the university level.
I think there are some schools that teach security
as
a subject in secondary school. Maybe you want to say that other schools should also
everybody should imbibe this because what is happening should dictate what we are learning so that everybody will be at alert. We need to introduce security education to everybody. We need to, it should be in our curriculum so that everybody will learn about how to protect himself and to protect others. Because you cannot just protect yourself alone. You need to know how to protect others. And then, just like we're talking about community engagement, the security agencies may also need to use the public relation apparatus that we have to engage people. You know, television, radio stations, maybe there are some jingles that we need to be hearing from time to time on television and on radio, so that you will not, everybody will just be learning from time to time. The market woman will learn, the teachers will learn, the students will learn, everybody should be learning on how to protect themselves. And then I also want to say, like it has always been mentioned, that people that are capable are being engaged to secure people. We need to improve our security architecture. We need to improve.
In what sense? In what sense? In what area?
Well,
what do we need to add?
We have read and we have heard what those that are security men are passing through. They are not properly motivated. We need to be concerned about them too. We need to begin to see them as part of us so that they will be able to perform their functions effectively. And then we also need to improve the community, the security men community relationship. Because if you are a security man and I don't trust you, when I come to you, I don't feel safe. Even when I notice anything, I won't be able to tell you. So we also I'm throwing it back to our security people that they should also improve. There should be improvement in our public relations, so that people will have confidence in them. People will see them as their siblings, as their brother and sister that they can always run to in case they observe anything. Then everybody should also be very, very observant. And when you see anything that is amiss, something that is different from what you usually see, you should, your phone is just by your side. You can call the police. The police are always rolling out, police in particular, mentioning police, because they're always rolling out phone numbers through which you can give them information. And then going back to the police, when information is given, they must be seen to be reacting to those information. Because if I give information and they are not and there is no reaction, then I will say I cannot call those people. There have been instances that there will be a crime somewhere, a crime scene, people are there, they observe it, they call police, and people said, oh, they didn't come until 1 hour after. We need to be very prompt in reacting. Even when we get there and there's nothing to do, let our people see that you reacted. And then security, we are talking about improvement in security. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Let me go back to PRO Susi, Mr. Maruf Yusuf. There's no day you open a newspaper or you listen to news that you don't read one issue of attack or the other, kidnapping or the other, and something like that. And this has actually affected image. Image, the corporate image of our country. Practically, what do you think should be the public relations approach to this issue? How do we learn that image of this country when it comes to this issue of kidnapping and all these anti-social vices? Your opinion?
Well, thank you so much, and that's exactly what we are really doing here today, because I'm very sure millions of security and safety-loving minded ones will be feeling this. And I want to say this here, that crime is part of human existence. There's no way we can do without it. But the Okowe has just said it, that we need prayer. But in security, we believe in prayer. God, the creator of the cosmos, is the #1 security officer that we have in the globe. Then, the second leg is the vigilance. To pray and be vigilant. So when you only pray and you are not vigilant, no, God is doing so many things. There are some things that God will leave for you to do, that God will not do for you.
You use your discretion.
You use your discretion, your initiative to do that. So that is why, if you truly want our schools to be secure, and more secure, the concept of perimeter fencing, not just perimeter fencing. So if you have to erect any perimeter fencing, it must be a dwarf fencing type, not the one that will look like a trees that hardly you see the roof of such building in the schools. That is one. Then we have to cultivate the habit of putting see-through gates in our schools. So not the one that we just put anyhow gate there. So the principal of the school can see from afar that, what's actually happening outside there. That's one of the things we should imbibe if we truly want to secure our wards, the pupils and the children in our various schools. Then, the concept of SDIs. No student or pupil should be allowed to go out except there is a pass to that effect. So the principal, the teacher should know why are you going outside? What do you want to go and do? So we should take note of this. Then the concept of CCTV camera is one of those things that we can.
Can everybody afford that one?
If you are a proprietor in a school, how much? It doesn't cost much. Only that we are just getting there. When we do this, I believe, and we do it codedly, that not everybody can know that, okay, this is where you place it. There, in some rooms, there are so many people that put them in their rooms, in their sitting room, that you can hardly detect that there's a CCTV camera here. And then, the issue of walking in our schools, around the school, within the schools, we should not allow this. The lunatics, we should not allow this. Yes, in our school environments, both within and outside the fence of our schools.
Okay, I think because of our time, Okowe, just give us your take home. We need to continue with this next week, God willing. There should be a second edition of this. What's your take home as far as the network is concerned? Before we round up.
There is one belief that no one is safe until everyone is safe. Nobody is safe until everybody
is safe until everybody is safe. And the final one from Professor Adenino, just a quick one before we round up. So what's your take home?
Well, security is the business of everybody.
It's business of everybody. All right, security is everybody's business. We must not joke with it, and it is a collective responsibility of everybody. Don't leave it for government alone, so that we can have a safer society. You can sleep with our 2 eyes closed. We draw the curtains of this week's edition of Your Image. We will meet next week, God willing. Let me thank Professor Olushola Adeniro of the Mathematics Department, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUDAP. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
We also thank the Director of Information and Public Relations of SoSafe Corps in Ogun State, Mr. Maruf Yusuf. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And Okowe Yemi Akekewa, thank you for being part of the show. We'll join us next week, God willing, for another edition of Your Image. Until then, let's be security conscious. Let's protect ourselves. Let's help God to protect us. God will protect all of us. Thank you very much. I see you next time.